On paper, you're doing fine. The numbers say comfortable. But in real life, you're living deposit to deposit. You're not being reckless. You're not out there buying designer handbags or $15 lattes every day. You're just trying to stay afloat, but somehow your account always feels tight by Tuesday. Here's the truth. This isn't about budgeting harder. It's about how your money moves. Once you fix the flow, you stop feeling broke even when nothing else changes. In this video, I'll show you exactly where your money is disappearing between paydays, the simple hold buffer system that creates instant breathing room, and one small change you can make today to finally feel ahead without cutting a single expense. The 90s payday throwback. Remember the 90s? Payday meant lining up at the bank with a paper check in your hand. You'd cash it, pay your bills in person, and see what was left in your wallet. It wasn't perfect, but it made sense. You knew exactly where you stood. Fast forward to now. Automatic debits, credit card payments, streaming subscriptions, e-transfers. Money moves faster than ever, but most of us have no idea when or how it's moving. And the rhythm that used to give us control has quietly disappeared. The system changed, but nobody showed you how to rebuild that rhythm. And that's why, even with a solid income, it can still feel like you're chasing your paycheck. Today, we're going to fix that. Here's the paycheck paradox. You make good money. You're responsible. You're doing all the right things, but somehow you still feel like you're on the edge. You're not imagining it. In fact, more than half of Gen Xers say they're living paycheck to paycheck, even when their income looks solid on paper. And the truth is, inflation and interest rates only explain part of it. The real culprit is timing, not just how much money comes in, but when it comes in and how fast it leaves. This isn't about being bad with money. It's about operating in a system that was never designed for how your life actually works today. And that's what we're going to fix, not with a budget, but with a flow map. Here's the sandwich generation squeeze. For Gen X, middle age doesn't feel like middle ground. It feels like holding up two generations at once. Your teenager's sports fees hit the same week. Your parents' medication bill comes due. The mortgage is due Friday. Payday isn't until Monday. And suddenly, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul again. That's what I call timing risk. The invisible pressure behind that broke by Tuesday feeling. You're not short on income. You're short on alignment. Nearly 2 million Canadians are in the same sandwich caring for both kids and aging parents. And when your expenses land out of sync with your income, even small misalignments can snowball into overdraft fees, interest, and stress that feels way bigger than the dollar amount. Here's the good news though. You can always cut costs, but you can choreograph your cash flow so it moves in rhythm with your life. And that starts with finding where the leaks are, the hidden places your money slips away before you even notice. Here are the hidden leaks that make payday feel tight. Let's talk about the quiet culprits that drain your cash flow, the ones that make even high earners feel broke. Number one, lifestyle creep, disguised as obligation. Every time your income rises, small upgrades follow. Better phone plans, new streaming bundles, extra takeout nights. None of them feel like luxuries, but together, they erase the cushion your rising costs demand. How do you fix it? Pick one upgrade you've made in the past year and test pausing it for a month. That alone can free $100 or more for your buffer. Number two, variable rate or revolving debt. When the prime rate jumped from near 0 to 5%, those credit card balances suddenly started costing hundreds more each month. It's not that you're paying late, it's that interest quietly eats your future dollars before you even earn them. How do you fix it? Well, focus on the payments on one balance first. Even $50 toward the highest rate card saves hundreds in a year. Number three, misaligned due dates. Bills scattered all over the calendar mean you're constantly reacting instead of planning. One auto payment hits early and boom, overdraft fees, late charges, stress. How do you fix it? Group your major payments into two windows that align with your paydays. You'll feel the difference in really a month. Four, caregiving cost spikes. If you're caring for parents, even a short-term increase in care hours or supplies can really derail everything. Those costs don't just hit your wallet, they hit your peace of mind. How do you fix it? Well, you create a small care spike envelope, $50 to $100 a month in a separate account to absorb those surprises without touching your bills money. Here's the key. None of these leaks require cutting your lifestyle to fix. They just need structure. Once you identify that, you can start redirecting that lost cash into stability, your first step really toward a real buffer. The hold buffer system. This is the simplest way to stop living paycheck to paycheck, even when you earn well. Step 1, build a 1 paycheck buffer. Think of this as your safety zone. You're paying this month's bills with last month's income. That one shift gives you breathing room and eliminates timing panic. How do you build it? Well, you need a micro wrap. Set aside $25 to $50 per pay into a buffer account until it equals 1 net pay. Here's a seasonal wrap. You use your tax refunds or bonuses as seed money for stability instead of spending it. And where you can swap out an expense when a loan ends or daycare costs drop, redirect that same amount to the buffer for a few months. Even partial progress changes everything. You move from reacting to planning. Step 2, split your bank accounts into 2 spaces. Your income hub, where your checkings account is, where all your pay and transfers land, and your bills vault, the no card access. Only your fixed bills and essential pads leave here. This simple separation keeps your brain from miscounting what's truly available. It actually also stops accidental overspending when bill money and grocery money mix. Here's an example. I have Mark and Jan. They're about 47, 45. They have 2 teens and a mother-in-law at home. They moved all of their pads to a bills vault. Within 2 months, overdraft fees dropped to 0, and they found $180 a month that used to just vanish in fees and interest. Step 3, automate your transfers on payday. On payday, 2 automatic transfers happen. One goes to the income hub, one goes to the bills vault. Your income hub should be a buffer for your chosen buildup amount. Whatever is left in your income hub is true discretionary cash. Automation wins because willpower fails, especially when life gets stressful. Step 4, know your pad protections. Fear of automation keeps many people stuck in manual mode. But under Canadian pad rules, you have about 90 days to dispute an unauthorized debit. That means automation is actually safer than juggling payments by hand. This entire setup takes about 10 minutes, and it's truly the foundation for everything that follows. The due date shift. Let's talk about the other half of the equation, not how much you earn, but when everything gets paid. When bills cluster before payday, every cycle feels tight. But if you move those due dates to a few days after each payday, you instantly remove the stress and timing mismatch. Why it matters? Well, bills aren't the problem. Timing is. When payments hit midweek or just before deposits land, it creates a false sense of shortage. Shifting those dates just 3 to 5 days after payday gives your money a natural rhythm again. Like how to do it, you want to start with the biggest stress points like your credit cards, mortgage, utilities. Pick 2 payment windows to match your pay schedule. So an example, if you're paid on the 8th and the 22nd, aim for your pads on the 12th to the 14th and the 26th to the 28th. Then call or message your providers and say, "Hi, I'm aligning my payments to my pay cycle. Could you move my due date to, date 3 to 5 days after payday?" Most companies will adjust it within 1 cycle. Always get confirmation in writing. Here's a really good example. I have Ava, a 52-year-old single mom supporting an adult child and helping her dad with home care costs. She shifted her credit card due date to 4 days after payday. Within a month, she stabilized her cash flow and freed up about $200 a month to put towards her mortgage, even after her renewal rate went up. That's the power of fixing timing instead of chasing discipline. Here's your 10-minute paycheck map checklist. This is where you turn the whole system into action. Okay, grab a notebook or your banking app and let's map it out. First, you want to list all your fixed bills, your due dates, average amounts, and payment methods. Then you want to choose 2 pad windows, ideally 3 to 5 days after each payday, like I said. Third, open and label your bills at Vault account. Make sure it has no debit card attached to it. Number 4, automate your transfers for bills and your buffer right away on payday. Number 5, contact providers to shift your due dates into your chosen windows and get confirmation. 6, turn on your alerts for low balance and bill postings. 7, bookmark the 90-day pad dispute rule. It's your automation safety net. Number 8, test run the system with 1 card or 1 utility this week. See how it feels. That's it. 10 minutes, 1 checklist, and you've started your new rhythm. By next month, you'll notice something subtle but powerful. For the first time in a long time, you'll feel ahead of your bills instead of chasing them. Before this video ends, I want you to pick one thing and do it today. Before bed, okay? You could open your Bills Vault account, maybe schedule a $25 transfer for your next payday, message 1 biller and ask to shift your due date 3 to 5 days after payday. That's it. Just one of those, okay? Because awareness is great, but action is what turns chaos into calm. And when you wake up tomorrow, Knowing that one step is already in motion, you'll feel a small but real shift from surviving to really steering. Here, this is why this works, okay? The psychology of cash flow. Traditional budgeting assumes discipline, okay? The paycheck map assumes that life's just going to happen. Here's why the system works, and it keeps working. Predictability beats willpower. When your bills are prepaid and automated, you don't have to rely on constant vigilance. Your brain finally relaxes because there's no more "did I pay that yet?" running on repeat. Number 2, visual separation changes behavior. If you have 2 labeled accounts, one income hub, one bills vault, it gives you instant clarity. You can see what's safe to spend versus what's already spoken for. Number 3, momentum creates protection. Once you see your buffer grow, you'll protect it instinctively. It becomes your proof of control, not restriction. This is about peace of mind, not spreadsheets. It's structure that supports you even when life gets busy or messy. And for Gen Xers caught between dependence and debt, that predictability is the most underrated form of wealth there is. How do you handle surprise costs without really derailing? Even with a great system in place, life still throws curveballs, doesn't it? Especially when you're caring for both kids and parents. Here's how to stay flexible without undoing your progress. Number 1, a care spike envelope. Unexpected home care hours, new medications, or assisted living costs can appear out of nowhere. Set aside $50 to $100 a month in your bills vault, specifically for these spikes. That small buffer turns what could be a crisis into just another transaction. Your mortgage renewal preparation. If your mortgage is up for renewal in the next year, test your future payment now. Add the estimated increase into your bills vault for 2 months. If it fits, you've just proofed your budget before the renewal even hits. Number 3, capture step-down savings. When a big cost drops, like daycare or car loans ending, redirect that same payment toward your buffer or high-interest debt. Otherwise, lifestyle creep will quietly absorb it. These little steps build resilience inside your system. You don't need to predict every surprise. Just give yourself a structure that bends instead of breaks. Now let's look at what this looks like in real life, okay? Before I had Mark and Jen, they're both in their mid-40s. I have 2 teens and a mother-in-law at home. Combined income of $160,000. They had a mortgage, 2 car loans, and regular elder care costs. Now, despite the strong income, they were overdrafting twice a month and constantly stressed about cash flow. After the paycheck map built a $1,200 buffer in just really 6 weeks using their tax refund. They shifted 7 bill due dates to fall 3 to 5 days after payday. They opened a bills vault and automated all of their pads. What's the result? No overdraft fees, no card interest. And they freed up about $180 a month they didn't even realize was leaking away. Now redirecting that to their kids' RESP, an emergency fund. They didn't even earn more, they just timed it smarter. Here's the Gen X advantage and why this works for you now. This isn't just a fix, it's a turning point. Gen X, you're in a unique position to win this game, and here's why. You have predictable income. Most Gen Xers are salaried or have steady earnings. That consistency is the perfect foundation for automation and flow. We have tech tools that work for us, like we have banking apps now letting us create multiple sub-accounts, setting instant transfers, and getting real-time alerts. You have the tools to build the system in minutes, not months. We have life experience. You've tried the strict budgets, the tracking spreadsheets, the guilt over every expense. You already know cutting lattes isn't the answer. Structure is. We have real relief on the horizon. As interest rates begin to ease, your upcoming renewals and payments will start to get lighter. Having your paycheck map in place means you'll actually feel that relief instead of losing it to misorganization or lifestyle. You've weathered decades of financial shifts, recessions, housing bubbles, rate spikes, and you're still standing. That resilience means this system isn't about starting over. It's actually about finally leveraging your experience into stability and calm. Because at this stage, wealth isn't about more, it's about ease. Paycheck map is how you claim it. Here's a key takeaway. Your income isn't the problem. Your cash flow choreography is. When you build a 1 paycheck buffer, separate your accounts, shift your due dates to align with your pay cycle, you really stop the constant chase between bills and deposits. This is how Gen X finally gets to breathe, not by earning more, but by timing smarter. Because peace of mind doesn't come from more hustle. It comes from control. And if you're ready to take the next decisive step, tackling the debt side of this equation, don't stop here. Make sure you click right here in the notes to watch Debt Relief Decision Tree in Canada, the Snowball, Avalanche, Consolidation, or Proposal. It's where I'll walk you through how to choose the right strategy to eliminate debt fast and protect your future cash flow. Because the only thing better than getting ahead of your bills is finally getting getting free of your debt.